the Invisible Disabilities Association, proudly presents The Invisible No More Show, the podcast that highlights new technologies and conversations that matter for people living with invisible disabilities. And now join us with our founder and CEO, Wayne Cannell, as he speaks with the folks from ALSUP.
Welcome everyone, my name is Wayne Cannell. I'm the founder of the Invisible Disabilities Association, and this is the Invisible No More Show. I want to welcome Rebecca Ray from ALSUP to our show today. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
So Rebecca, tell me a little bit about ALSUP. Obviously, it's probably going to be the whole story when you tell me a little bit about ALSUP, but tell me why ALSUP? Why are you involved with ALSUP?
ALSUP has a really interesting history. It was started by our CEO, Jim Alsup. He was a former Social Security Administration employee, and he really had a passion to help people understand the benefits that they were paying for through their FICA taxes. Everybody is working hard day to day, and they're earning these benefits, and they don't even realize it. They don't even know that these benefits are theirs and that they're earned benefits. He left Social Security to take that mission of education and awareness and really making a difference for people to his own business. And that's what he's been doing for 35 years ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me about how you got involved in ALSUP and what your role is.
So I got involved with communications and public relations primarily. I do a lot of outreach education, and so it's evolved over the years. I'm involved actually throughout our organization and then throughout our community, our local community. I'm involved with a lot of activities that way. But also then educating the public and the nation, national audiences for SSDI, return to work assistance, and just how to make use of these benefits that they're paying for through their earnings.
So let's step back and talk about, there's SSDI and I think there's something called SSI, right?
That's
and
right.
kind of what the difference those are about and how ALSUP helps people with SSDI.
Sure. There's a lot of confusion in that area. SSI is that Supplemental Security Income is what it stands for. People, when they think of, I'm going to get disability benefits, they may be thinking of that. They may confuse that. Some people might even call it welfare. That is an income that comes. It's usually a very small income that's not based on any work or earnings at all. It's just when someone is in very dire straits, it is a form of income that they can receive. Social Security disability insurance is insurance. You're paying for this insurance through your FICA taxes. It's kind of like any other insurance you pay for, your home insurance, car insurance. It's disability insurance. It protects what your earning power is. You work, and that work has value. Your earnings have value to you. When you can't work because of a disability, this insurance comes in to protect you, and it's federally provided, and you've earned it.
So let's talk about what happens. How would somebody become eligible to receive SSDI or Social Security Disability Insurance? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Social Security Disability Insurance. That's right.
I didn't know what the I was. I must have had the I wrong.
It's insurance, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was income. I guess that's good to know.
Yeah, it's insurance. It's your insurance policy. So what the requirements are generally are you have a disability that stops you from working, and sometimes it's sudden and sometimes it's gradual. It doesn't matter how. But if you've had to stop working, you can file for this insurance coverage to get this income. And the requirements generally are the disability must be 12 months, have a severity of 12 months or longer, or it could be terminal. You also must be under full retirement age, because otherwise you just apply for retirement benefits. You also must have worked, because this is based on you paying FICA taxes and having earnings, so you must have worked at least 5 out of the last 10 years, generally speaking. And then the other thing is you have to have medical proof that you have a disability. It's a medical evidence-based program, so it's really dependent on you have doctors, you're getting treatment, you have these ways of showing, yes, I have a disability and I cannot work, and so I'm filing for this, filing this claim to get this income.
Okay, so they file the claim. How do they do that with ALSUP? And what makes ALSUP unique and different than, let's say, there's law firms all over the country that you see that, we'll do this for you. So let's speak to that.
There are a lot of ways to get to this program, including Social Security. You can go directly to them. But what we find is that it's very complicated. You're hopefully only going to do this once in your life, and you want to do it right the first time. And so that's why we encourage people to come to ALSUP. We have a very specially designed online tool called Empower by ALSUP. Kind of like you do a lot of stuff online now, shopping, banking, whatever. It's our online tool to help you get your benefits as quickly as possible. And it's very user-friendly. What we like to help our customers understand is using this tool is so much easier than Social Security's tool, for example, their website, because we walk them through What are their symptoms? What are they experiencing day to day? We ask them just general questions that are easy. It's not a complicated form.
Right.
It's just a question. Just answer this question. We'll walk you through it. There are videos, there's audio, there are tips. And so we found that a lot of people just find it very easy. It's very easy to work with us, get their claim done, do it quickly. And Empower by Allsup is designed to really make it so fast that you could, within 24 hours working with us, just have your application submitted. The other thing that's different about Allsup is that we really focus on that initial application, doing it right the first time. Avoid the appeals. We just want to keep you out of the appeals process because that can drag on for 2 or 3 years. And we do have a high success rate, higher than the national average. More than 50% of initial applicants get their awards with us. The national average is about 35%. So we're really designed to quickly, efficiently get your benefits. And then also, Empower also educates about returning to work. And that is an option because many people, when they start to think about SSDI, they think they have to give up forever on working again. And that is a hard dream to give up. And so we're trying to help them understand you don't have to give up on that dream. You can give yourself some time. Maybe it's a few years, but you can consider going back to work, and we will help you there too.
Okay, so what happens if it's denied? So you talked about some appeal process. Kind of talk through that and talk about some time frames here, because I understand. So you got a year you're unable to work before you can file. Okay, so now you've been out of work for a year. Okay, how long is the typical first approval take place, right? What's that time frame? When you're approved or denied, and then how does that continue on as well from there?
Sure. Well, and to clarify, you don't have to wait 12 months to apply. When you know you have a severe condition that's going to be extended, you can apply as soon as you know that it's a severe condition. So then once you apply, that application process, that initial application generally takes 3 to 6 months for Social Security to review. And they'll say either yes or no, and they'll deny you. If they deny you, then you want to appeal. AllSup helps all the way through all those appeals, but that first appeal is called the reconsideration. And that period may take an additional 3 to 6 months. After that review, it then goes to the hearing level, and that is where there is a longer lag time. There is a backlog in the nation right now, a backlog of claims. Many people, about 800,000 people now currently waiting for their hearing. Social Security is working toward reducing that time, but currently the average time is about 530 days for a hearing, so more than a year. So it can be a really lengthy process when you don't have any income, you don't have those resources. It can be incredibly difficult on our customers, and so we're really always, as I said, focused on that initial claim. If you can get it right, get it done within 3 to 6 months, get approved, you're not going to have that long lag time to get your benefits. So ultimately, it could take about 2 years or longer, 2 to 3 years to get your benefits through the program.
So what sets AllSup apart from like a law firm? Because I know you guys are not attorneys per se.
Not necessarily. No, we have associates that can be attorney or non-attorney. A couple of things that set us apart are that, as I mentioned, that emphasis on the initial application. Attorneys generally are there to step in at the hearing. So you've already been through your first and second appeal, and you're kind of struggling. If you come to AllSup from the very beginning, we're really focused on that initial application. Let's get it done right. And so that's a big difference with us and attorneys. We're also focused on the whole picture, and we offer additional services, including healthcare assistance, and then this return to work information to help you kind of stay motivated as well. We have our online tool. Many law firms don't have anything like that. We gather all this information. We make it as simple as possible for you. We're not spending hours on the phone or needing you to come in or do anything like that. It's very easy and simple to work with us. We also have a lot of resources through live chat and our websites, and we have an online portal where you can go check your status all the time. You can kind of see what's going on. There are literally many ways to stay in touch with us, and we stay in touch with you because it can be a long process, and it's hard to be patient and wait for Social Security. And a lot of what we do is educate too. Social Security is working on it. They're doing what they can, and we're doing what we can to help you get through this process as easily as possible.
Right. Yeah. Well, it seems to me that during this whole process, it's interesting. I hear a lot. People say, "Oh, well, they're just cheating the system," and I think about the length of time it takes, and really the amount of even the benefits you get. Probably wouldn't be the best thing to try to cheat, anyways, right? So kind of speak to some of the people's fears. You get questions, I'm sure, that come in, and people are fearful of things, or they're misunderstanding. So what are some of those misunderstandings that would be helpful to kind of clear up that we're talking about today?
Well, it's interesting you say that. I mean, applications are actually down, and we think that people are discouraged. They just think there's just no chance. I'm just not going to get it, so why even try? And so I think that's where the education is important to know that, you know what, you need to try, and someone's going to be here to help you. We're going to advocate for you. We're going to help you through this. Many people do not want to deal with the bureaucracy. They do not understand, and they feel like it's a permanent thing. They don't want to get on these benefits permanently. They feel like they don't deserve them, and they don't want to take advantage of the system. We have so many people that feel it's really an amazing attitude to have, that they don't want to use them because they want to leave them for other people, or they don't feel like they deserve them. But the truth is, if you had a house fire, would you not file a claim for your house fire with your home insurance? It's like you really need to think about doing this. It's so valuable and beneficial to you. It protects your disability, it protects your earning ability, it gives you the chance to maybe work again, and it also protects your retirement. So there's all these stages with this program. It's really all we can do to encourage people, even though it may seem really discouraging, and they don't want to be someone who's getting disability, if you will. These are hardworking people. The average number of years disability recipients have worked is 22 years. They've worked 22 years, which is it can be a lifetime for some people, before they experience a disability and had to quit working. So these are hardworking people that are, applying for a benefit that they've earned, and that's part of our education, help them to feel more confident about doing that and applying for it.
So you mentioned some other services that go along with that as they're going through that. You talked. So talk about what others. Because obviously when you're unable to work, you probably need help in some different areas, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you help in that?
Some of that is referral to financial assistance. We have third parties, other groups that help us, with some people are dealing with mortgage issues, bankruptcy, things like that. We can assist by connecting people to resources. We connect people to resources like the Invisible Disabilities Association, other groups. We help them get connected to their communities so they get that support. And so we do a lot with that kind of thing. And then we have healthcare insurance assistance as well. The one important thing about this program is it is medical evidence based, and if you lose your health insurance, it's kind of a scary thing. How are you going to get treatments? How are you going to see your doctors? And where are the medical records going to come from to prove you have a disability? So that health insurance assistance is also important to encourage people to keep getting treatment and have the documents they need to prove that they have a disability.
So tell us a couple of success stories, right? I mean, how do people react? I mean, when they find out that, the work that you guys did to help had a dramatic impact?
It's pretty amazing. We've been doing a lot of talking to our customers who are going back to work now. We've been offering this service for a few years, and we've been doing some interviews with them, talking to them. How did we help? What did you think of this? And they're usually just astonished. It was amazing because ALSUP was there at the beginning. They helped me figure this SSDI thing out. I didn't know how I was going to do my claim. I didn't know if I had enough to prove I had an actual disability. We helped them through that, and then they get into the space of maybe it's 2 or 3 years down the road. They've reached recovery. They're in a stable place with their health. They're ready to try working again, and they're just amazed at all of the the help, the hand holding, the information, and the ways that we come through. ALSUP comes through and really supports them to understand this is how you can help yourself through this process. Try working. There's so many financial benefits to using these benefits for your long term, for the length of your life, into your older age, your retirement and later years. Now is the time. The average age of disability is about 54. If you think someone's going to live to 70 or 80, they need to use these years well and use these benefits well. And so that's what we're hearing from them, is they're so thankful for that.
Well, so let our audience know what the next steps would be. Kind of a final how they can get a hold of you. What's important next steps for them so that they do get down the journey correctly.
Sure. Well, if you are thinking about applying for disability benefits, please contact us at alsup.com. You can also go immediately to our assessment tool, the Empower by ALSUP tool, at filessdi.alsup.com. That's filessdi.alsup.com to get started with your assessment, learn if your likelihood to be eligible for SSDI, and then start on that journey toward learning about SSDI benefits and then possibly going back to work.
Well, I also believe they can go through IDA as well. I think if they go to
That's right.
ida.alsup.com,
That's right.
We've got a page as well that they can
That's right.
they can find information about it through our website.
Yep.
So What a great opportunity to talk with a Social Security disability expert. That's one of those questions that our constituents always want to know. So we really appreciate Allsup being here and Rebecca Ray, and we would hope that you stay tuned for additional episodes on the Invisible No More Show.